Good morning. My name is Reverend Otto O'Connor. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the minister of this church, First Parish in Malden. And this morning, we acknowledge that this service takes place on the native land of the Massachusetts and Pennacook people who stewarded this land for generations. And as a church meeting on and benefiting from this stolen land, we recognize our responsibility to work for sovereignty, justice, and recognition of the Indigenous people on this land and beyond. And we call on you to join us in this work. And if you're joining us online, you're welcome to comment the name of the native land you're on. And then if you'll join us, if you have an order of service in your pew, or you can also read it online, we'll join together in saying our covenant. We, the members of the First Parish in Malden, covenant in friendship to create together a community of respect, equality, openness, trust, and compassion. We pledge ourselves to hospitality, understanding, spiritual growth, sharing, and participation. And I'm going to invite Reverend Aisha forward, as well as our co-presidents of the congregation. Find a chance? Hello, yay, technology.
Hello and good morning. Should we keep our masks on for this part? Okay, cool. Great. Good morning. My name is Aisha. I am one of the co-presidents of the First Parish in Malden board.
Good morning. My name is Cody Lasry. My pronouns are EM or ZM, and I am the other one of the co-presidents of the First Parish board for this church year.
Reverend Otto will begin a 5-month sabbatical starting tomorrow. We want to wish Reverend Otto a fulfilling and rejuvenating sabbatical experience and offer blessings to each other. We also wish to welcome Rev Aisha as our sabbatical minister.
I am thankful for my ministry with you and the gift of this opportunity you have given me for spiritual and professional replenishment. Since I am taking time away from direct ministry, I ask that you embrace Reverend Aisha as your sabbatical minister and also encourage and support each other while I am away.
We welcome Reverend Aisha and hold steady to our ministry with each other and to our mission of love and care. We will cherish our differences, warmly receive each new visitor, and extend respect and compassion to all.
With excitement and joy, I welcome the opportunity to work with the people of this congregation towards fulfilling your mission of gathering together, taking risks for justice, embracing difference, and giving back during Reverend Otto's sabbatical.
And I extend my faith, my role, and my love onto you, Reverend Aisha, for these 5 months. Will you hold this for a second? You are now the minister of this congregation, the First Parish in Malden.
Reverend Otto, may you be filled with lightness and love as you study, rejoice in new learnings, and journey inward for fresh insights and renewal. May you experience the gift, please, of spiritual growth on your journey. We know among the many activities of rest and renewal you will do, you will also be researching the early history of this congregation as it relates to our land, our people, and our responsibilities. And so to you, we give these history books.
May you too grow in new ways. May you discover new strengths, connections, and purpose with Reverend Aisha and with each other.
We send you with our blessing. We will keep you in our hearts, knowing that you are part of us and we part of you. We trust that you'll return recharged and energized for our shared ministry.
I will hold tight to your blessings and I will keep you in my heart. I look forward to my return and to sharing what we've all experienced in our time apart.
May this sabbatical spark excitement for our whole congregation. Reverend Otto, as you leave, let our love be the gentle current supporting you, moving you to new places, and bringing you home to us again. Reverend Aisha, we welcome you as our minister in the fullest sense of the word. We will look to you, work with you, be guided by you, and be changed by you. Let us begin this shared ministry together, and let us all say together, Amen. Amen.
Martha will now lead us in a song as we sing Reverend Aisha to our church and Reverend Otto to his sabbatical. Courage, my friends.
Thank you so much. Good morning. My name is Martha, and I serve as your Director of Religious Education. In this part, the congregation is going to offer our blessings to Reverend Otto and Reverend Aisha in the form of a song. So if you are part of our children's or adult choir, you've been practicing this song. So I'm going to count on you to sing out. The rest of y'all, I will teach it to you. So I will sing courage, and you will sing it back to me. I will sing first, my friend. You will sing it back to me, and we will sing together, you do not walk alone. And I will say, we will, and you will sing back to me, we will. And I will say, walk with you. You will sing back to me, walk with you. And sing your spirit home. We will sing together. All right, ready? We'll practice once first. Courage, my friend. You do not walk alone. We will walk with you and sing your spirit home. Perfect. Okay, so first we will sing to Reverend Otto. Ready? Courage, Reverend Otto, you do not walk alone. We will walk with you and sing your spirit home. Courage, Reverend Aisha, you do not walk alone. We will walk with you and sing your spirit home. And the last time we will sing to one another. Courage, my friend. You do not walk alone. We will walk with you and sing your spirit home. Thank you. We wish you all the best. Welcome. All right. This is the moment in our service where if there are elementary school age children that would like to depart with me, we are going to go through those doors and up the stairs and do a lesson about superheroes together. I invite you to now depart with me.
Please sing with me in your chill hymnal, as I call them, where I worship now. Hymn number 1057. Go lift it up. Into
Our reading today is by Gordon B. McKeeman. Ministry is all that we do together. Ministry is that quality of being in community that affirms human dignity, beckons forth hidden possibilities, invites us into deeper, more constant, reverent relationships, and carries us forward our heritage of hope and liberation. Ministry is what we do together as we celebrate triumphs of our human spirit, miracles of birth and life, wonders of devotion and sacrifice. Ministry is what we do together with one another in terror and torment, in grief, in misery and pain, enabling us in the presence of death to say yes to life. We who minister speak and live the best we know with full knowledge that it is never quite enough, and yet are reassured by lossless found, fragments reunited, wounds healed, and joy shared. Ministry is what we all do together.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Go ahead.
Okay, I guess I'll speak first. I have to say this is a little more emotional for me than I might have imagined. I keep reminding myself it's only 5 months, but I'm going to miss you. You who make up this amazing place, this place full of love and questions and challenges. You, the church. I've been your minister for 6 years, and in that time, we've seen a lot together. My installation, a night of joy and celebration. We've seen members come, and we've seen members go. We've made it through a pandemic, well, one we're still in. We've progressed through conflict. We've experienced death. I got married and had kids. And so did some of you. We've changed each other in so many ways, known and unknown, spoken and not. And so here in my 6th year, I am honored and lucky and blessed to be able to take this 5-month sabbatical, as is the norm for Unitarian Universalist ministers, to be taken every 4 to 7 years. Why am I taking this sabbatical? All right, I'm going to ask you to take that one, Reverend Aisha.
So Reverend Otto's sabbatical is not just for him, it's also for you. It's for you to recognize that the church and Reverend Otto, you and Reverend Otto are not one and the same. The church is its people, not its minister. Ministers come and go, and the people are connected in a long line all the way back to this church's founding in 1648.
So speaking of 1648.
Reverend Otto, I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
He needs a sabbatical so he can get a little bit less comfortable up here. We'll come back to the history, Reverend Otto.
Okay.
So a Duke University study in 2007 found that 85% of seminary graduates leave ministry in the first 5 years, and that only 1 in 10 retire as a pastor. To help avoid burnout, the practice of sabbatical gives an intentional time of renewal, rejuvenation, and learning to make longer-term ministry healthier and more sustainable for the minister and also for the congregation. Reverend Otto needs a sabbatical because well-rested clergy better serve their congregations and their communities. And it will help both him and you have a more successful, longer-term shared ministry.
I can go now? Okay. So we'll also help you see what a different model of ministerial leadership looks like. Reverend Aisha and I didn't go to the same seminary. We've had much different entryways into this point, entryways and points into the ministry. We grew up in vastly different places and have had vastly different experiences. While I tend to lead on the sacredness of geek culture, Reverend Aisha has a spiritual connection to sharing food. Woo! I think we're into that here. But beyond that, despite all of those differences, Reverend Aisha and I are also close friends and colleagues who deeply trust one another. And so that I know that I am leaving you in good hands. And Reverend Aisha, I know that with this group of people, I am leaving you in good hands.
And I deeply feel that. But did you want to talk about 1648?
Right. Okay, so my sabbatical will be for me a time for rest, renewal, reflection, and study. I plan to take time outside, deepen my yoga practice, and spend more Sunday mornings with my kids. Although I know they might still come to church sometimes. But I also have a bit of a project I'll be working on. As the church approaches its 375th anniversary next year, I'll be looking back to that year of our founding, 1648, and thinking about telling the true story of who we were then, who we've been, and who we are now, with particular attention being paid to our relationship with Indigenous land, as well as those who were enslaved all the way until slavery was abolished in 1783 here in Massachusetts. That's over 100 years where this church's ancestors, who were founders of the town of Malden, as well as Everett and Saugus, whose UU churches merged into ours, likely included those who owned slaves or benefited from the slave trade, or perhaps were even enslaved themselves. Now, I want you to know that I don't have to do a project like this over my sabbatical. I've decided to work on this for a few reasons. One is that I'm a little bit of a history geek, and I'm very fascinated with the ways in which who we were impacts who we are and who we're becoming. Secondly, there's not a lot of information about this in our current histories of the church. And I think it's an important connection for us to make as we figure out what it means for us to be a progressive church in 2023. And one that is paying reparations this year, that believes in the work of anti-racism, to know how we've contributed to this and how we are still benefiting from it, so that we can authentically enter into this work of healing. Third is that I will actually have time to do the research I hope to do, hanging out at the Malden Library and at the Harvard Archives. But please, and I think this is important, don't expect a book upon my return. Minister sabbaticals are not the same as sabbaticals in academia.
So that's what Reverend Otto is going to be doing during the sabbatical. But I want to talk about what you will be doing. You, the church.
Wait. Can I just say one more thing?
Yes.
Okay. Reverend Aisha becomes your minister in the fullest sense of the word. And I also want to make sure you have realistic expectations of her. First, she'll only be 3/4 time. And secondly, even if she was full-time, she couldn't do all the things that I do, which is not because I'm better than her. It's because she doesn't have the institutional knowledge that I've built up over my many years of being your minister. So we've chosen to have her focus on the things that it's important for an ordained, trained minister to do. Lead and produce worship every week, which includes coordinating when she's not here. Pastoral care, and this is really important because you should really call on her. She will have time for this. If you have something going on in your life, please reach out and talk to her about it. She'll also be doing staff supervision, which will include hiring our new church administrator, and board guidance and possibly community events as needed. Everything else will be for you to do. You, the church, because remember, the church is not the minister.
So let's talk about that. The church is not the minister. So what will you, the church, be doing? Reverend Otto has a microphone. If you want to tell us some of the things that are the work of this church in the time to come.
Oh, coming, yeah.
I ain't shy. Um, The Social Justice Committee will continue to do our labors over the next 5 months and only reach out when we need expert guidance on things. But otherwise, Heather and I will continue to drive those efforts.
Amazing.
Love that.
What else is the work of this church?
Hello, as one of the co-presidents of the board, I'm like rolling through the Rolodex of like things that we've talked about at board meetings. There's so many, but I'm just gonna focus on, I'm really excited and hopeful that we'll be able to do some work around the 375th anniversary of this congregation, which we'll be celebrating starting in the fall of next year after Otto is back. But that means we have to start planning while Otto is gone. Oh no. Some other things we'll be doing is things like hiring a new admin person, which ordinarily Otto would be fully in charge of. And I think the board and Reverend Aisha are going to be in charge of together. So exciting things on the horizon.
And I think you'll do a fantastic job.
What else? What else is the work of this church?
I noticed that we have a online person. Do you want to make, yeah, great.
Hi, thank you all. Yes, so one of the things
Turn-
that we all will be doing is I will be leading a new care coordination team to get us back on track of meal trains, rides, support like that. But one of the things that we're going to really talk a lot about is the fact that the care team is the entire congregation. So we will all be caring for each other, and there'll be just a coordination team that helps us figure out where that care needs to go. So that will be something we'll be doing while Reverend Otto is on sabbatical.
Love that.
Thank you. I'm Caitlin, and our community circles will continue while Reverend Otto is out with me, Steph Crisano, and CD Collins. And next week, CD and I will be leading a circle about the holidays and all the feelings and emotions and things that that brings up for folks. So please plan to join us after coffee hour next week.
Thank you.
And to follow that up, we will continue to have coffee hour.
The spiritual center of this congregation for sure. We noticed more and more food coming out at coffee hour.
Good morning. One thing we will continue to do as a congregation is make decisions about how to spend our money and maintain our building. So stay tuned.
Yes, I hear there's a big decision coming up. If you look in the bulletin about the spending on the roof, so those still happen.
Good morning. After kind of a false start on some small group ministry attempts, consulted with Heather, we're going to try to regroup, or I'm going to try to regroup and get that started again, possibly in the new year. So if you were into small group ministry, the idea of that, and I kept canceling on you, I'm going to try again soon. Okay, so stay tuned.
I love that. And one of the things that we do is we're authentic, not perfect, which means that sometimes we cancel things and our ministry doesn't go forward, and that is okay.
Martha's not here, but as an RE volunteer, I think we'll continue to volunteer and provide age-appropriate religious education for younger members of our church also.
I think the board and all of us will also support Reverend Aisha by giving the context and history that she might be lacking sometimes in different situations.
Yes, please.
I love that. Oh, I love everyone's coming forward. It's so exciting.
I think we will all keep our eyes open in our church and in our world and respond as needed to things that need our help and care.
Absolutely. Cody. Oh, and Jim. Oh, there's multiple people.
I missed you for 5 months. I'll still be helping out with the ushering, but not next Sunday. Next Sunday, I'll be helping Santa Claus. I'll be a Santa Claus helper. Well, actually, there's going to be 100 of us riding our bikes from Mass Ave to all the way to Boston.
Yes. Appreciate our ushers.
So we covered coffee hour and the decision-making around the budget. But the other UU thing is we will continue to have meetings. We'll continue to have board meetings, and we will continue to, the board will continue to support all of the lovely ideas that come forth from congregation, from folks who've been here forever or folks who are just walking in the doors.
Yes, one thing that we talk about sometimes is how the church is whoever's here, whoever's here right now. And so that's all of you. You are part of the church right now. It's never the same twice, never the same church twice.
So all of these things and more, and whatever it is that you do, will be led by you, the church. And so I am taking on and embracing this new role as your minister for this time to guide you, accompany you, love you, but I will not be you. I will not be the church, and I will not be Reverend Otto. Only you can be the church. Only you can live its mission. Only you can show up, welcome new people, hold space, and be this church.
And I will miss you. And I love you, but I am so excited for you to meet who you become in 5 months as both you and I transform. This is an exciting opportunity and time for you. May you use it well, wisely, but not perfectly. May you let go and allow yourselves to blossom into something new and unimaginable now because of the holiness of this relationship you have with Reverend Aisha. You are the church. So please remember that.
So Reverend Otto, should we say it together?
Let us say together, Amen. Amen.
So this is the time in our service where we celebrate the bounty and abundance in our lives by sharing it with others. Today's offering will be shared with the Minister's Discretionary Fund, which is a fund that is accessible to members, both of the congregation and members of the wider community, for help with daily expenses such as heating, rent, food, clothing. I invite you to give generously to this fund today, and don't hesitate to contact me, please, if you could use it for your expenses or if you know of someone who could. If you're here in the sanctuary, the ushers will come by with the baskets, and if you're online, the link will go into the chat. And if this is your first time here in worship with us, we invite you to let the basket pass you by.